Okay, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm just going to wait until I get some confirmation from my team, and you can also help me out just to let me know that you're here and that I'm coming at you live on both YouTube and Facebook. If I can get, I'm just checking here with my team to get some confirmation. Just hang on. Hey, Sherry. Hi. So good to see you here. All right. So I know I'm live on Facebook, just waiting to hear from someone on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, if you can just give me a thumbs up or let me know that we're live here. Hey, how are you? How's your Friday? All right, we're just going to hang on just a couple minutes. I need to, okay, great. Okay, thank you. I've just gotten a message from my team that I'm live on both channels. So welcome to day 5 of our Women's Week of Wellness, 5 days to jumpstart your feel good. And wow, I just want to say that it's been such a great week and I have enjoyed everything we've done together. I've enjoyed every day. I loved Becky Happick's presentation on our labels and what we should be looking for. Such a great education. And I'm so happy to be here with you today. And I'll just say that today of all days is a day for women to be thinking about how to take care of their health, to how to be the best you can possibly be, and to make decisions for yourself, decisions for how you want to feel every day when you wake up. So hallelujah, I am glad that we are all here together today. Hey, Lorraine, good to see you. Yes, it's been a great week. Yes, hi. All right, so let's dive in here. I know it's Friday. I know we're coming into the weekend. And what I want to do is I want to do a recap of the week because I always like to review what we've covered to celebrate you being here all week and what you've covered with me. And also I like to just remind you of the little things that you've learned. And then we're going to talk about progress, not perfection. And this can be a hard one, right, for us. Progress, not perfection. Everything that we do in our lives, in our wellness, in our businesses, in our communities, it's about making that next step. It's about, what I talked about in another masterclass about taking 3 action steps a week, right? Taking 4 days off and still having 12 steps a month where you can see progress. So again, it's about movement. It's about moving the needle forward. All right. So let's quickly dive in and do a recap of the week. So again, on day 1, and you've got to keep this at the forefront. I invite you to keep this at the forefront of everything you're doing from here on out, is why your wellness matters to you. Why your wellness matters to you. Okay, what's the big goal? What's the reason? And I love what some of you said, to be around, to see my grandkids, to to just enjoy my life more fully, to live and give. I want to live and give every day to the best of my ability, not only to the women I serve, but also to my family. So that drives me every day to take those action steps. So your wellness story, write down your why, always important. Number 2, those low risk longevity lifestyle choices, right? We talked about 8 of those. And about the bonus one, so really 9, the bonus one was saying no more often. If you're having trouble getting to your wellness, taking that 20-minute walk, taking those 10 minutes for awareness, that 30 minutes a day, if we're having challenges with that, maybe it's time to look at your calendar and say, what can I eliminate? I need to be eliminating something. I want to tell you a good story here, a true story. Spoke with a woman this morning who signed up for our wellness week. And yet she was so sad because she didn't attend any of the days. And she said, I'm so sad and I'm so mad at myself because I let things get in the way from me attending. And, we talked and she made a commitment that this weekend, I'm going to get right on those recordings. I'm going to go through this. I have to take a long drive and I want to listen to everything. So and she acknowledged, wow, it was a big learning moment for me I put my wellness last because I let all these little things get in the way. But she really had a learning moment there. This is why I've got to take control of my wellness, because, she's just turning 60 and she knows that these are the years where she really has to take care of her body. So I'm so glad you've been here, because you guys have committed every day. And consider yourselves lucky and be proud of yourselves that you didn't let anything get in the way, that you were here for the class every day. We talked on Wednesday. Again, Becky talked about, the labels. Read your labels. What's in your labels? Making sure that you're not picking up wellness supplements that you think are good for you, but in fact, they could actually be doing more harm than good. And so many of you have our Bayuna samples on the way, right? They're on the way to us or to you, sorry. They're on the way to you, and you're going to receive them soon. And we want you to take those every single day, use them every day for a month. Everybody is getting a 30-day supply. And you know what? A new habit and change doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in 2 days, and it doesn't happen in 3 days. It happens over time, and 30 days is a really good marker, a mile marker, to see how you're feeling. And don't forget that you'll reach out to us if you have any questions. I'll talk more about that towards the end of this presentation, this call. But yesterday we talked about making a plan. And here's the thing, whether it's your business, your wellness, or your relationships, or anything that you're going to do in your life, you need a plan. Now, you need a plan, and going into it, knowing that you're going to course correct. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, but you need a plan. And, if you don't have a plan, your plan will be created for you by someone else, and you might not like the results. So that's why I want you to create a plan. And again, what's the plan? It's just that 30 minutes a day. It's just that 30 minutes a day where you spend 10 minutes on your awareness, right? Getting yourself ready, getting your mind aware, and spending 20 minutes outside, breathing the trees, taking in the oxygen, right? All these things to make us feel better. And if you do that every day and you add these supplements, I am going to be so pleasantly surprised to hear from you in 30 days, because I know you're going to feel better, you're going to feel good, and you're going to get more done. So I love this. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Sherry. Well, they're going to be on the way shortly. So we're excited for you to get them. All right. So now, remember what I shared with you yesterday, that the slightest shift creates the most dramatic impact. So the shift we're making is that 30 minutes a day, right? And we already talked about what to do in the first 10 minutes. Again, it's preparing the mind. It's flexing the mind. Oh, me too, Laura. I'm so glad I made a commitment to attend the Masterclass. Oh, thank you. I'm just going to show that one. Thank you. Yes. That I really see, that makes it all worth it for me coming in here to day 5. Thank you so much, Lorraine. And also for you too, Sherry. I just love that. Yes. Looking forward to trying the supplements. Fantastic. So excited for you to do that. So let's dive in here for a few minutes. And I want to talk about the reality of life. Let's talk about the reality of life. Life events are going to take you off course from your goals occasionally. So let's acknowledge them. See, a lot of times we set a goal and we get all excited about the goal, but we don't course correct, or we don't acknowledge life events. And it's very important to do so. So what are some life events? And I'm going to give you some examples. You've got to give yourself some grace and ease when the plan doesn't go exactly as you had hoped for, right? So here's a perfect example. And remember, I talked about the 80-20 rule. What you're looking forward to and what you're working towards is that 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you get this right. 80% of the time you're drinking the water. 80% of the time you're eating from the perimeter of the grocery store, right? We talked about that, not going in the middle so much to the boxed foods. 80% of the time you're shutting your kitchen down by 8 p.m. so you can let the body rest and get some sleep, right? This is that 80%, knowing that 20% it's not going to happen. Let me give you a real life example. A couple weeks ago, my husband and I needed to drive up to Oregon to pick our daughter up from college, move her out of her dorm, and drive her back home for the summer. Well, guess what? That was for 72 hours. That was part of my 20% when things were off for me. During that 72 hours of driving up, moving her out, driving back, I was dehydrated. I didn't drink as much water. Part of it was planned. You know why? Because we were trying to make time, to save time, to make time. It's a long drive up to Oregon. And, quite honestly, the more liquids or water I would take in, the more times we'd have to stop for the bathroom, right? So I intentionally did not drink as much as I should have because we had a schedule to keep. And honestly, we had to eat on the go. I really don't eat bread anymore unless I go out to a restaurant. If I go out to a restaurant, I do enjoy bread because I love it. But it doesn't agree with my body. It just, causes inflammation if I eat it a lot. I'm not gluten sensitive, but it's just something I've noticed. And these are the things, that's where your awareness comes in. You start to notice things about your body. So guess what? On that trip, I ate a sandwich or two. Why? Because I could eat that in the car easily on the road. We didn't have time to stop and do a nice meal at a restaurant. That was a choice we made because we wanted to get up there, get her, and get back to California. So that's an example of where I was in the 20%. I had to just make amends. But the moment I got back on track. And you know what? Because I'm committed to my 80-20 rule, do you know I could feel right away? I didn't feel well. I was taking my supplements, of course, even though I was not drinking as much water or I wasn't, eating as healthy. But I did not feel as well when these things happen. So I know, that was a test case for me. 72 hours into it, I realized, I don't feel great. Well, it's because I wasn't treating my body right? I was dehydrated and I wasn't eating the foods that my body loves, right? Which is more of the lean protein, fruits and vegetables. I just feel better. I think better. I sleep better. I feel more like going out for a walk when I eat this way. So I'm going to encourage you. You're actually going to feel so much better. I don't want you to feel deprived because, again, it's progress, not perfection. What's another 20% of the time? When you have a celebration, right? A graduation, a wedding, a baby shower, a birthday, an anniversary. When you have a big milestone to celebrate, that involves typically going out to eat or a nice meal. And usually there are always desserts, right? And I'm not saying don't eat dessert. Eat dessert whenever you want to eat dessert. I love cake and I love cake with lots of icing. I'm just being honest with you. That's a downfall of mine and I love it. And when there's a celebration and there's cake offered, I always have a piece. I always typically have a big piece, but that's because I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm making progress, not perfection. Please give me some comments here in the chat if this is hitting home for you. Another example of your 80-20 rule. Listen, there are days when I've got back-to-back Zooms and clients and meetings and things that I'm doing because, again, I'm living and giving. And I don't get the number of steps. I don't get in my 5,000 to 7,500 steps, but I'm not beating myself up. I'm giving myself grace and ease because the next day I've got a plan. Okay, it's that 80-20 rule. And here's the reason why I really want to talk about this more now than earlier in the week, because we've talked about all the things that we can do, all the quick tips and tricks that we can do in these longevity lessons, but you got to know that life is going to happen. So good, Sherry. Yeah, 80-20 is good to realize. Yes, sometimes it's necessary to travel, and I can tell. So traveling, maybe somebody in your family gets sick and they need your help, and so you're off schedule. So it's about the 80-20 rule. Now, here's the thing I want to caution you about. Don't let the 80-20 rule flip, because I've seen this happen a lot of times, especially with women. Don't let the 20% be when you're practicing your wellness and 80% you're not. Just had to bring that up. It's important. Don't flip it. Don't let the 20% become the only time you're well and 80% you're not. This is where we have to say no more often. Okay, this is where we have to take a stand and get other people to help us and get other people to take on certain responsibilities, because you have to take care of yourself and you have to do the things that are helpful. So again, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you are really practicing great wellness, knowing that 20% of the time, things are going to go wrong. Yes, it's so true. Travel disrupts the eating routine. It disrupts everything. So that's part of your 20. That's part of your 20%, and you don't beat yourself up. So I want to talk a little bit about what does it mean to be in a progress over perfection mindset. I want to give you some awareness around what that means. So I've got some good. I live by the 80-20 rule and I don't beat myself up. Lorraine, that is fantastic. Good for you. So let's look what perfection sounds like. I want you to test yourself here. We're going to go through some perfection ideas and some progress ideas and think about where you are right now and where you might need to course correct. Here's what perfection sounds like. I have only one shot at this. If I fail or I get rejected, I'm just going to quit. Have you ever said that to yourself? Okay, I've got one chance. I've got one chance at making this work. And if I get rejected or I fail, if I try it one time, I'm going to quit. That's a perfection statement, right? Here's another one. It's all or nothing, right? If I can't get it done now, it'll never happen. What's an example of that? You're all excited about this week we spent together. It's been so great. So you say, okay, I'm on a new course. I'm on a new lease in life. I'm going to do all these things that Joy talked about and Becky. And so it's all or nothing here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start, on Monday. And then all of a sudden you get thrown off on Wednesday and you just quit, right? That's perfection. That's perfection talking. No, you course correct, you get up, you dust yourself off and you get started again. Here's the third one. If I fail, I'm done. I can't go on. Right? That's a statement of, if I fail, I can't go on. I'm just done. So I want you to really look at that. Yes, Lorraine, great awareness, great acknowledgement. Perfectionism brings on shame. That's right. We start to blame ourselves. We start to shame ourselves. We start to have that conversation with the committee of one. I failed already. I didn't drink the amount of water I needed to. Darn, I'm eating boxed macaroni and cheese because there's nothing else in the house and I don't have time to go to the store. I'm just making this stuff up. But I'm just saying that. So, okay, let's make a plan to course correct and improve it tomorrow. All right, let's look what progress sounds like. Let's move away from perfection and let's look at what a progress mindset looks like. Okay, here we go. I'll take as many action steps as I can. I'll learn from every attempt. I'll get stronger and better. I'm going to read that again. Take that in. Say this to yourself when something goes wrong. I'm going to take as many action steps as I can. I'm going to learn from everything I do, and I'm going to get stronger and better. See, that's a progress statement. That's a great mindset. Okay, here's another one. I'll start small and simple now, and then I'll course correct and evolve over time. I'll start small and simple, and then I'll course correct. It's kind of like what I talked about one of the days this week, and that is start with 30 minutes a day, okay? What you're going to find is when you see those wins from your 30 minutes a day, and some of the other things we talked about, turning off, closing the kitchen, going to bed, respecting sleep. Sleep deserves respect. Okay? Sleep deserves respect. It needs to be respected because it's a great healer of our bodies. So when you start small, you're going to actually take more action as time goes on. You may say, gosh, you know what? I only have 30 minutes a day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but on Tuesday and Thursday, I actually can see where I could work in 40 minutes. You see that? So the more success you have, the more success you're going to have. That's in business, that's in wellness, that's in life. The more success you have, the more you think you can have. So you do more, right? So that's true in everything in life. So I want you to just start small and simple and grow from there. What's the third progress statement? Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Kathy will tell you, Lynn will tell you, my team will tell you that this is how I have run my business for 30 something years. Of course, with them working with me over 15 years, done is better than perfect. That you got to write that down on a Post-it note and put it on your mirror. The people in life that you see that keep making strides, They're not trying to make things perfect. They're just trying to get it done. Get it done. Done is better than perfect. You can always course correct. Okay. Thanks, Sherry. Love that. I'm going to post that one. Yes, I'll start small and simple. That's all this is about, is just get started. What happens a lot of times with people is they just never get started. That is the difference between a little bit of progress and a whole lot of success, right? Remember a few days ago, actually it was Tuesday, when I talked about the myth of the 10K steps? I outed myself. I told you that for a long time I thought, well, I'm just not going to go walking because I'll never get 10,000 steps in a day. I don't have that kind of time. I'm being so transparent, honest with you. And then I realized, you know what? It's not about 10,000 steps. It's about taking steps, whether it's 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 and on. That's all it's about, is movement. Motion is the lotion. Write that down too. Motion is lotion. Motion is the lotion. When we don't move our bodies, they become inoperable. It's kind of like, it just, in anything you can think of in life, any appliance you own, any electronic you own, anything that you have that never gets used, what starts to happen to it? It starts to break down, right? It starts to break down. My mom, when I lost my mom a couple years ago, I lost my mom in November of 2019. And she had a little 1999 Toyota Camry. And I wanted that car so much because it always made me think of her, the things we did together. And so I had it brought out to California because my sister she didn't really want it. So I had it brought out to California. But for a while we had to wait because we had to get the paperwork and we had to get it, we had to get the license and we had to get the registration. We just had to get things done. And so it happened piecemeal. So the car sat for a while. It sat for a few months. Well, what we noticed is that the longer the car sat, the more things that started to go wrong. You know why? Because it needed to be driven. It needed to be started. It needed to get in gear. It needed to take a journey. So your body is just like an automobile, right? It needs to be driven. It needs to go. Otherwise, it starts to fall apart, right? So use it or lose it. I love that. Oh, this is great. Love this win. Yeah, I've only been able to get out 10 minutes of walking due to obligations and extreme heat. However, goal next week is 15 to 20. I love that, Sherry. And, I will tell you that, the earlier, obviously, you can get out. And I know it's hard sometimes with obligations that, as the heat, it gets warmer during the day. So getting out earlier is always better, or I guess walking into the evening. But I love that you've got an awareness. Do you see that? Sherry has an awareness now about, oh gosh, I only got out 10 minutes, but next week she's actually looking at the time, she's seeing, so she's got an awareness. When you have an awareness about something in your life or in your business, that's when real change starts to happen. It's real progress, okay? When you do that. When you have awareness about something in your life, that's when you have real change. Maybe even in your relationships, even in, with your families, with your children, with your siblings, with your team members, whatever it is, when you've got that keen awareness about something, now real change can start to happen. So I just love that. Use it or lose it. Love that one too, Lorraine. I think that's a good one to post for everybody to see. Use it or lose it. So true. We have to keep moving. We have to keep that momentum. All right. So I read to you those perfection statements, and then I read to you the progress statements. Let's live by the progress, not the perfection, okay? Because perfection starts what in motion? Waiting. When we're looking for perfection, we're always waiting. We're afraid to do something because it just doesn't look perfect. And, Kathy's probably heard me say this so many times. She said, Joy, I'm so tired of hearing that. But I'm still waiting to see what perfect looks like. And I've been in business for over 33 years. Okay, and I'm 62. I'm waiting to see what perfect looks like. I don't know what it looks like, honestly, because nothing is ever perfect. Things are really good. Things are really great. That's fantastic. You'll hear me say that a lot. But it's about getting it out there. It's about getting out there. And, listen, I'll tell you, sometimes I've talked to women before, and I've even been guilty of it. If you're not liking how your hair is looking, or maybe you're not liking how the jacket you wear, or the sweatshirt, or the sweatpants, you know what? Go online, go to Target. It doesn't have to be expensive. Buy something new. I'm just confronting what I know some of you are thinking. I know that's who I am, and you guys know it. So I want you to really look at, just take this one off, put up another one. If you don't like the clothes that you're walking around your neighborhood in, get a new pair of sweatpants or yoga pants. Get a new jacket, matching jacket. Get some new sunglasses. I'm telling you what I know that goes through your mind, because it goes through my mind. Do that and get out and take your walk, because this is another reason why we don't get out. Let's hear Lorraine. Oh, I love this. Lorraine, this morning I did the 30 minutes of wellness. I drank my water. You did stillness, journaled. Yay, yay, yay. Walked 20 minutes. And I feel I am in the flow today. Look at that. 30 minutes. And she feels completely different. 30 minutes. The slightest shift makes the most dramatic impact. The slightest shift makes the most dramatic impact. Okay. Now, one of the things that I forgot to talk with you about yesterday, or even on Tuesday, that I want to make sure that we get in before we end our class today, and that is when I talked about powering down, shutting the kitchen at 8 p.m., the one thing I neglected to tell you that I must share with you before we're finished today, is you have to also think about powering down your electronics. Okay? Powering down your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever you use. Okay? Let me say this. It is not easy to reach me after 7 o'clock at night. It's not easy to reach me, because I power everything down. Now, when we're on a launch, or we're getting ready to do a live retreat or something, Kathy will say, listen, we're on 24/7. I mean, we even work on Saturdays and Sundays, but we don't launch all the time. We launch a few times a year. So that's different. But as a general rule, and Kathy will tell you, and she does it too, we all do it, from 7 p.m. until about 6 or 6:30 a.m., I do not look at my phone. I do not look at my laptop, and I do not look at my iPad. Why? Because I'm powering down. I'm powering down. I want to get ready for good sleep. I want to get ready to relax. Okay? I want to get ready to relax for the evening. So I'm powering down my phone at 7, and I am shutting down my kitchen at 8. I'm going to challenge and invite you all to try this. To, when you shut the kitchen down at 8 p.m., put your phone away. Now, let me back up a minute, because you might say, but Joy, I have family members that might be trying to reach me. Listen, I've got 2 college-age kids, so let me tell you about a little feature you all have on your iPhones or on your Android phones that you might not know about. So you can set certain people in your phone, in your phone app, in your phone records. You can set certain people in your contacts, there's the word I was looking for, to emergency. So you can literally not turn the power off, but turn the sound off of your phone so that you can't hear if people are texting, emailing, calling. But if you've got a particular individual on emergency, they can ring through. Okay. So my 2 children and my husband are on emergency. So if they're not home, and especially with my daughter being up in Oregon, during the school year, she's on emergency. So she knows that if she calls, she's going to bypass that silent, and it's going to ring through to me. Okay. So I'm going to invite you, and this is going to be hard because the phone has become an appendage, right? The phone's it's like our 6th finger. It's like our part of our hand. It's like when we don't have it. I've literally had someone say, I can't find my phone. I can't find my phone. And it was in their hand, right? Because they're panicking about being, not plugged in to what's going on. So I'm going to invite you to, when you close the kitchen, put your phone on silent, and put the people who are really important to you that you need to hear from on the emergency. Do the emergency in their contacts, because this is something else that's affecting our wellness, affecting our feel good. Let me ask you, how many times have you gotten ready to go to bed and you pick up that phone and you look at that text, or worse, you look at that email and it's not good news? Now, guess what? You're awake half the night, can't sleep because you're thinking about it, right? So I don't do it. I put it away and I don't look. And here's how, and sometimes I've had clients say, but Joy, how can you do that? You're in business. You know what? I am not a trauma surgeon. I am not a pediatric trauma surgeon. I am not saving small children's lives. I can do that. Okay. And as far as I know, nobody on this chat roll is either. So I'm going to invite you, when you close the kitchen and turn the light off, turn the sound off your phone, and let's see what happens. And don't turn it on again until after you've had your awareness practice. I turn it on after my awareness practice. After I've had that 10 minutes. I do a little bit longer. I do 15 to 20 minutes. But again, I've been doing this a lot longer and I've worked up to it. I started with 5 minutes and I've worked up to it. So, before my prayer, my meditation, or my stillness and journaling, whatever I choose for that day, I'm not looking at the phone. Okay. So I just want to share that with you, and love this. Yes, I'm going to share these because I think it's important for people to see these. The slightest shift. See, this is a slight shift that I'm inviting you to take advantage of, turning that phone off. All right. And let's see. I love to share. Yeah, let me share. What's going on here? I wanted to share Lorraine's. There we go. Such a good rule to practice, Joy. I'm going to work on turning off my electronics at a certain time every day. It really makes such a difference. It really, and one of the things we enjoy as a family is we watch some certain shows together. My kids, now that they're home for the summer, and it allows me just to relax and enjoy the moment, the time with my kids and my husband. I'm not sitting there scrolling and looking at my phone. So I just put it away, and I just feel like it's just good for everybody. And it's good for my kids to see. It's good for everybody to see that you've put your phone away. And we never bring phones to the dinner table. No phones at the dinner table. Doesn't happen, because we want to have a meal together where we can talk. Okay. All right. I'm going to get off of that. I think I've said enough, a little bit too much. So the one thing I do want to, before we go today, is remind you of our private Zoom meeting that we're going to be having next Wednesday at 11 a.m. PT. If you want to come talk to us about, creating that other stream of income and work with us on our team with Bayuna, just let Kathy know. And I will tell you, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say this. Today of all days, ladies, today of all days, we should all be thinking about how we can make sure that we control spending power and that we have money to invest where we need to hopefully take back decisions for our health, for our bodies, and for our lives. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to tell you, this is a time where women need to take a stand. Make sure you've got spending power. Make sure you have, money in your coffers to control more of what's going on in the world. All right. I couldn't be more fired up about this than I am today. I'll just share with you. So remember that women live longer than men. By 7 years, we live an average of 7 years longer than men. Okay. So we need to make sure that we have not only our wellness in check, but we need to have our wealth in check so that we can take care of ourselves. Okay. Very, very important. We control 62% of the global spending power, but we need to control more. We need more, right? We need more. We need, a lot of times people say, well, what action can we take? Sometimes it's the power of the purse, right? So we need to be able to have that extra discretionary dollars around so we can spend it as we need to, as women, right? You get where I'm going with this. So multiple streams of income. No matter what you do, ladies, no one on this chat should ever be relying on one stream of income. It's not safe. It's a risky move. So whether it's in owning a business, owning multiple businesses, I have always had multiple streams of income since I was at age 29 years old. It was small, believe me. It was my corporate job plus an extra $500 a month that I had coming in from a second business that I started, and that company grew, into a 7-figure business over time. But and then I ended up selling that business and started working exclusively with women, because that's what was my calling was. That's what drove me, and I knew it had to happen. And I've never looked back. But, again, it could be real estate. It could be another type of business that you're starting. It could be, again, in the wellness industry, which is one of my other streams of income. It could be in some sort of product you create. Listen to me. You want to have multiple streams of income, because sometimes, just like on a freeway, let's just say like on the 405 freeway here in Los Angeles, we have up to 5 lanes. One lane might get shut down. Maybe 2 lanes are going to get shut down. That means you've got 3 more lanes of income. So whatever you do, make sure that you are looking to grow your streams of income, okay? And investing. So I want to say that if you are interested, get in touch with Kathy. She'll give you all the information. So important for us to be taking control of our health and our wealth now more than ever. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here with us this week. It has been truly my honor. I've just had so much fun. And the reason why I've had so much fun, I want to say, is because of you. You have made it so much fun. Your comments are positive. They're engaging. You ask questions. You're learning. I just love the enthusiasm and the excitement. And I hope you'll join me for more masterclasses in the future. We're just getting started with these. My team and I, we are loving doing these masterclasses. So we're going to do more of those in the future. So of course, we'll let you know when that is. But so do stay in touch with us. And I want to wish you all a great weekend, but I want to wish you a happy Independence Day if you are in the United States. I know we've had some women coming on who are from all over the globe, from Germany, from the Netherlands, from other places. But I want you, if you're here in the US, wish you a very happy Independence Day, and to do what you can to keep your independence. Do what you can to take control of your life. And one of the ways that you take your life back and take control of your life is to make sure that you're taking care of your body. Take care of your mind, take care of your body. It is number one. It has to be number one, because we can only live and give when we feel our absolute best. And that's what we're here for to do. That's part of our mission. So again, I want to thank you for being with us. Thank you, Sherry, so much. We so appreciate having you. Lorraine, you've been amazing too. And Valerie and Fatima, and I'm just Katya. I'm thinking about all the women who participated so lively this week. And thanks to Kathy and Lynn. I mean, I couldn't do any of this without them. Truly, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. You see my face and I'm talking, and you heard Becky, but believe me, without Kathy and Lynn, we wouldn't have done any of this. So thanks to them too. All right. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. It's the 80-20 rule. Lorraine, thank you. You're such a delight. Sherry, you're such a delight. Such great, I've really enjoyed you here. So again, happy Friday. If you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here for you, and we really want you to find joy. We want you to align your wellness and align your businesses so that you can find more joy every day. All right? Okay. Be well. Happy weekend. Stay aligned. Bye-bye.